What's going on, guys? This is Dave from PNP, and I'm here to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. I just want to remind you that's the easiest place to play. There ain't too many places where you can win 20 times your money in the same night, utilizing higher lowers in the pick'em game. And now they have pick'em insurance, where while you won't win the same amount of money that you did before, you can miss one and still bring home some money. So if you do it 3 times, you could potentially still get your money back if you end up missing one. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up today and use the code PNP when you do. And the $100 deposit match still stands. Underdog Fantasy.
Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's check. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin', let's go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to PNP. This is your waiver wire Q&A for week 8. Glad you're here. But before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be aware when we go live. We go live for different things, not just fantasy football. We go live every Monday, and we go live for a game preview. Sometimes we have a podcaster. Sometimes we do not. It all depends on how it rolls. And we go live when we start doing draft coverage. I know Rashad is still going to start doing draft coverage very, very soon. So let's get into it. But before we do, let me pull up the ticker here so you guys know what teams are in the bye week. This week, it's only 2. Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers. Those are your 2 teams on the bye right now. So that means no Patrick Mahomes. That means no Travis Kelce. That means no Justin Herbert. That means no Mike Williams, no Keenan Allen, even though he's been hurt for bulk of this season so far. But you can't go to Keenan Allen right now. That means no Austin Eckler. All right? Chargers defense has been playing okay. So that means you can't use them either. And the kickers have actually been playing relatively well too, even though both of them kind of had a down year so far. For the folks who actually do still play with a kicker. For me, this is probably the roughest week I've had. I went 2-5 this week. I ran into a lot of Joe Burrow. I guess I was wrong about Joe Burrow versus Geno, obviously, on Sunday. I ran into a lot of Joe Burrow, particularly a lot of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase combinations over the weekend. So it was kind of rough in these streets. I had to play Christian McCaffrey, and McCaffrey didn't do that much, but I kind of expected it. But I had no choice in the matter. So luckily, this week, unless you're heavy Kansas City or LA, you're going to likely get a full roster. The funny thing is, in one of my leagues, I have Justin Herbert. My opponent has Patrick Mahomes. So we're both but he has Aaron Rodgers on the bench. I do not. I have no quarterback on the bench. I'm working to see if I can get some trades done before the waiver wire tonight. If I can't get the trade done, then I'm going to just pull the trade and drop the guy and drop somebody and figure it out, because the purpose was to get a quarterback. So if I can't get a quarterback, I'm not going to get a quarterback. All right, let's see what the questions are. Dosage or Otten? That is a great question, sir. I want to say Otten, but Dosage had 9 targets last week, so I got to go with Dosage. So give me Dosage. Dosage is available in a lot of leagues, and so is Otten. So if you need a tight end this week, if you have Kelce or company, grab one of those 2 guys. But if Dosage is available, I'll probably put Dosage in the front behind Otten. So yeah, give me Dosage here. So week 8 was wild, to say the least. A lot of Bucks players underperformed because they were playing the vaulted defense of the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers has changed significantly, but we kind of have. I expected. Let's talk about the Panther situation from a fantasy perspective now. I expected a running back by committee in Carolina, and that's what we saw, right? Right now, Chuba Hubbard is deemed the starter, but he's also questionable. So if you want to ask me the hierarchy of the running back situation, give me Chuba, then Deontay Foreman. But I still think at best they're flex plays. But in a bye week, I mean, you can roll with them in a pinch. So from that standpoint, when you talk about a running back situation, those two are probably the top two guys you want to go after. As we know, Breece Hall is out for the season. He tore his ACL on Sunday, which is freaking disappointing for him. I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll bounce back. And everybody is going to default to Michael Carter. And Michael Carter is not available in a lot of leagues, but neither is the guy that the Jets just traded for, which was James Robinson, which I think is going to take over the number one job by Sunday. So I think you can be cautious this first week. James Robinson is probably more on the flex end, but I think when it's all said and done, James Robinson is going to be your guy, and Michael Carter is going to assume the role of not being the guy no more, unless James Robinson is done. But I'm not ready to concede that with regards to James Robinson. I think he's a good running back, but Doug Peterson decided to roll with Travis Etienne. If you took a risk on Travis Etienne, you're about to reap your rewards. If you took a risk on grabbing Kenneth Walker, you're about to reap your rewards in Seattle. So there's going to be now we're getting to the point where guys that were drafted later are getting that opportunity to be those 20 touch guys. So this is it from that standpoint. So just look into that when you consider what you're going to do with regards to your options at those positions. But as for running backs, like I said, it's Foreman. I said no, it's Chuba, then Foreman. If Tyler Algier is still out there for the Falcons, you can roll with him. If Latavius Murray is out there, you can roll with him. If he's available, Gus Edwards is an option too. If he's still out in your leagues, Isaiah Pacheco is another option. But a lot of these guys I'm naming right now are flex plays. Now, we want to talk about stashing guys. Kyron Williams from the Los Angeles Rams. Cam Akers ain't playing for him no more. So when Kyron Williams comes back from IR, he's gonna probably be a 1-2 punch with Darrell Henderson. This is the point where you need to start thinking about past next week and think about the end of the season. This is the time to do that. We're halfway through the season. Now it's not just about next week. Now it's about the final 4 weeks. So this is the time where you need to go get your guys. Get your guys to stash. These ain't guys I want you starting. Unless like somebody like a Kyron Williams is a guy I don't want you starting right now. It is a guy you hold. Just like your handcuffs, it's time to go get them. I tried to trade Jeff Wilson to the Christmas McCaffrey owner. We'll see if he'll take the trade. If he doesn't take the trade, whatever. I'm moving on because I don't have him. And then somebody else will have Jeff Wilson. But I mean, Christian McCaffrey's history is there. So if you don't want to get your handcuff for Christian McCaffrey, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. And for those who have Christian McCaffrey and took my advice with the handcuff, you're sitting pretty, sir, because now you might have 2 starting running backs. If you have Donta Foreman, you pretty much got a 1A, 1B, and you got McCaffrey. You can play both. So it's a good spot to be in. Or if you got Chuba, same concept. You can play both. Beautiful thing. And you got a good replacement because of Carolina Bob's not until week 13. San Francisco's is earlier than that. Just keeping that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Quick thoughts. I think it's great for the Jets. I just talked about it. I think Robinson's going to take over the starting job, and Michael Carter is going to be Michael Carter when Breece Hall was there. That's what I think. I don't think they're a big fan of Michael Carter at this rate, guys. And with that in mind, that tells me that, he might be a trade asset later. He might be somebody that's just going to be a backup. And that's just what it's going to be. Yeah, man, I'm sorry about last week, bro. I think I would take that trade. I think I'll take my chances with Amari Cooper, especially if you need receiver help. I would do it. Might as well. Shit. And hold on to the Bears running backs. I think I'm not off the Montgomery train quite yet, but I'm close. But you want to know what train I'm really off of? I'm off the Aaron Rodgers train. You can drop him. If you don't have Christian McCaffrey on your team, but you have Jeff Wilson, you can probably use him, drop him. Like at this point, you got to have a roster spot to deal with bye weeks for occasional weekly things, but that ain't gonna last too long. I think either one it'll work. I think it's still going to be a flex play. They split the work pretty even. I mean, Donta didn't take it over until Chuba got hurt. So, I mean, it was pretty even. Matter of fact, Chuba was kind of taking over the carries, and then Chuba got hurt, and Donta came in and ball. But, like, it was pretty even from that standpoint, to be honest with you. I'm shocked that DJ's dropped. I mean, I told you guys to hold on to DJ, and now I think you can start DJ because PJ's throwing to him. I mean, the DJ Moore that we saw on Sunday was the DJ Moore I thought I was going to see week 1. But it tells you how terrible the quarterbacks were in front of him, in front of PJ. So, Bucks got really good defense, man. But you're not benching Lamar Jackson unless you tell me you got Josh Allen on your bench. Like, there ain't too many other options better than Lamar Jackson on a week-to-week basis. I mean, you got that's see. Sometimes players are what's the word I'm looking for? Matchup proof. There it is. Some players are matchup proof, and Lamar Jackson fits that bill. You could do this. Some folks actually drafted him, believe it or not. No, I wouldn't trade him unless you really want to get another wide receiver. I wouldn't do that. I will keep him because, dude, running back injuries are a thing. Like, if you needed the receiver, then yeah, go for it. But if you got these set of wide receivers and you're committed to roll with Stevenson and Gus, then roll with Stevenson and Gus and keep Brian Robinson, because if Gibson gets hurt, Robinson gonna get a lot of the work. You know, so Burrow, I'm never doing that again. Burrow, never doing that again. Now watch Burrow has a terrible day and Geno shows up. When you want to talk about quarterbacks that you can roll with for the bye week, if you have Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert and you need a quarterback, Daniel Jones is available in a lot of leagues, guys, and he's got a pretty damn good matchup against the Texans and the Lions and the Seahawks. So they got the Seahawks, then a bye, then the Texans and the Lions. So you probably could use them for the next 3 out of the next 4 weeks. But for next week, Seahawks don't have a good defense. So you can roll with Daniel Jones from that aspect. Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, unless you're trying to upgrade at a position, as in you're getting somebody that you're going to start out of it, it ain't worth it. Because you can start, like, who did you say you had? You just start those 3 wide receivers and roll with 2 running backs and keep moving. So unless you're going to put the guy that you're going to trade for in the starting lineup instead, why? Because running backs are a hard thing to replace, right? That's why I emphasize on getting handcuffs, because sometimes a handcuff can be your guy. For example, like for Dalvin Cook, if he gets hurt, you want to have Madison. You know what I'm saying? If Jonathan Taylor gets hurt, you want to have Deion Jackson. So, you know, those are the things you got to take into consideration. Yeah, Daniel Jones is not bad. It's not bad at all. All right, Dylan's droppable, guys. If you want to drop somebody, you can drop Dylan. I don't think you'll be able to trade him anyway, unless somebody wants him that bad. I know I'm about that handcuff life, but Dylan's terrible, bro. I question whether or not Dylan would get all the work if he gets the opportunity anyway. Foreman. If you got Foreman and Kenyon Drake available, give me Foreman. Give me Foreman here. Drake's a good pickup, but if Foreman's there, I'll take Foreman. Give me Foreman. All right, I'm gonna pull up the date in a minute, guys. I'm trying to think. Wide receivers, Elijah Moore. And the reason why Corey Davis just got hurt. We know Elijah Moore has been going through his things, but I think the Jets might have to play him. So give me Elijah. So if Elijah Moore's available, I will go ahead and take him. And in worst case scenario, he gets traded before the deadline to a good spot. Then you got somebody that might give you a level of opportunity. Wan'Dale Robinson, we talked about him last week a little bit. Paris Campbell slowly but surely has been balling, guys. But be cautious with this because now the Colts have a new running back. So you have to be cautious with this. Another guy you need to start considering is Nico Collins from the Texans. There's speculation that Brandon Cooks might get traded. If Brandon Cooks gets traded, that makes Nico Collins the number one wide receiver. I understand it's the Texans, but a number one wide receiver is at least the worth of wide receiver 3. At least in any team. At a minimum, he's at least a wide receiver 3. So Nico Collins is available in a lot of leagues. You should go get him. If you're not, do you have another quarterback other than Zach Wilson to play? Because I don't know. I don't feel comfortable starting Zach Wilson on a week-to-week basis, bro. And truth be told, I don't know if I would. You're potentially getting the best player, D'Angelo the Legend, but the dilemma I have is, do you want to risk your depth for that? Who's your wide receivers right now that you really need AJ Brown? Like, do you need AJ Brown? If you make me pick, I'd rather be running back. Oh, you got Burrow. I don't know. Why would you just try to trade for NTN for AJ Brown straight up and just keep Tua? Why would you even bother Tua and Zach Wilson? That's a waste. Just try to trade for NTN and AJ Brown straight up if you want to get rid of NTN. Even though I will, are you concerned with NTN's injury history? Because NTN, truth be told, I mean, you got 4 running backs that's getting the bulk of the work. Because there's rumors that Kareem Hunt might get traded too in Cleveland. So you got 4 running backs that's got the bulk of the work. So I don't know if I'm willing to give that up. Who's your wide receivers man? Who's your wide receivers in your league, D'Angelo? That's right. Even though Brandon Cooks has been very disappointing this year. He's not doing what I thought he was going to do. I've been playing him, but he hasn't really executed the way that I thought he was going to do. Cut that off. Well, you can start Lamb and Olave. Who's your quarterback? Appreciate the super chat, Blizo Gotti the God. Who's your quarterback? Would you trade Lamar for Kenneth Walker or trade Lamar for Jonathan Taylor? I don't think they would take the Jonathan Taylor. They might take the Jonathan Taylor trade if they're desperate, but I don't know if I would take the Jonathan Taylor trade if I was them. Your quarterback's Tua. I would roll with Tua. Why would you give up your running back situation? You're trying to get a running back. So who's your running backs? Your running backs must be bad if you're that desperate willing to give up Lamar Jackson to get one of these guys. Your running backs must be terrible. Now, but back to you, D'Angelo, while he answers that question. CeeDee Lamb, you're going to start. Olave's been balling. AJ Brown is an upgrade though, so yeah, I would do it. Yeah, I would try to do NTN for AJ Brown. I mean, if you gotta do the 2 and Zach Wilson, go ahead, but because I would drop Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's not even worth a roster spot for me. Oh, you're sitting pretty, man. What you trying to trade for? Why are you trading? You're just being greedy. You being greedy, bro. What you trading for? Why would you give up your quarterback when you already got 2 RB1s right here? You got Senior C and Mixon. How greedy can you be? I wouldn't trade Lamar Jackson for that. You being greedy. Because you're downgrading. You're downgrading without really upgrading anything. Why would you drop Lamar Jackson? Oh, you're talking about oh no, you can't drop NTN, bro. No, you can't drop NTN. Oh, you're talking about Zach Wilson. Yeah, you should go ahead and drop him. Yeah, absolutely. Like everybody I named that's probably available is probably available in your league. Like Donta Foreman, Chuba Hubbard, those guys. I would like there's so many other options that you can have other than Zach Wilson. Because if you really need to play Zach Wilson, bro, Zach Wilson will be there for you in the waiting in the wings. So I'm about to show you an example of why you don't have to draft a second quarterback. Let me pull up my leagues real quick. I'm gonna pull up four of my leagues, all 4 of my ESPN leagues. So give me a second. Let me share real quick. Bear with me. I'm about to show you why you don't have to have a backup quarterback most of the time. Sometimes it might make sense depending on the situation, but a lot of times you don't really need one. So let me show you why I feel that way, because I think showing is better than anything else. Let's see. Share. I think I got multiple quarterbacks in here because I picked up Dak Prescott on a whim, even though he was kind of disappointing this week. And I had a bye week, so I needed to get a quarterback. But I'm about to drop Dak. Dak's about to be gone because I can put Jalen Hurts back because Jalen Hurts was on bye last week. So Jalen Hurts is going to go here. And I've been struggling. I'm on a losing streak in this league, man. I got to pick it up. I got Christian McCaffrey. He should get the full load this time. I got David Montgomery. I have Chuba Hubbard. I trust Chuba Hubbard more than I trust David Montgomery. So yeah, I'm worried about David Montgomery. I might change my mind and put Montgomery back. I haven't decided yet. But Dallas' defense is legit, so that's my debate. But I'll figure that out when it's all said and done. But as you can see, I had to have a backup quarterback here because last week I had he's on IR. I have an open roster spot here. Well, you know what? I'll move him in a minute. Manage IR. All right, we can put him into IR, and then back to overview. Oh, done. All right. Well, now I don't have to drop anybody. I don't have to drop Dak unless I want to now. So when I do my waivers. But let me show you something, guys. This is a 10-team league, just for the sake of transparency here. All right. Look at these quarterbacks. We got the 9th best quarterback in fantasy, the 10th, the 11th best quarterback in fantasy available on the wire right here. Now, this is a 10-team league. Let me be clear. So let's change the leagues because I know you guys are probably like, what about the other leagues? Hold on a second. Let me see. This is a 12-teamer, and quarterbacks get a lot more points in this one. And by the way, let me tell you the type of luck I have in this league here. I'm 3-4, but 121, third highest score in the league, and I lost. You know, that happens sometimes. Look at my guys did their thing, but I ran into this and this. You run to Joe Burrow and Chase, and then you get Titans defense giving you 21 points. I mean, what can you do with that, right? It is what it is. Those are the breaks. But probably got a good shot to win next week. So in this league, I'll show you my team real quick. This league, I have Justin Herbert, and he's on bye. So right now, I'm going to be dropping Jeff Wilson Jr. unless I can trade him for Tua. I'm trying to trade Jeff Wilson for Tua right now. If that doesn't happen, I'm giving him until the night, and I'm going to cancel the trade before I go to bed. But that's the trade I got in file. I'm going to see if I can get it. If I can't, oh well. And I'm not losing any sleep either way. It'll be his problem because I have quarterbacks to go after in this. Here are my options. I got Kirk Cousins. I got Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins. This is number 12 and number 15 in this league. And if I can't get them, okay, I got Mariota. I got Justin Fields. Even though I'm afraid with Mariota going against Carolina, but I got Brissett. First going to show I can play Brissett. So I'm not like panicking here. I'm probably going to go out to Daniel Jones first. And if I can't get Daniel Jones, I'll get Kirk Cousins. But I'll be able to get one of these 2 quarterbacks, right? So I'm not really sweating it from that standpoint. How many points did PJ Walker get in this league last week? That's not enough. Well, hold on. How many did he get? 21 points ain't enough. In this league, man, it's easy to get in the 30s and 40s. Put it in perspective for you. So I want to show you what I mean by that. Let's see. Scoring leaders. Let me give you a perspective here. For quarterbacks in this league, here's your averages. See how high those points totals are? Look at them averages, man. Look at them averages. So and some of these folks have been on bye. Josh Allen's been on bye and he's still number one. That puts it in perspective now, doesn't it? Josh Allen was on bye week 7 and he's still number one. But look, he had a 60-point game. So, like, you get 2 points for every 24 yards you throw, 25 yards you throw. You get 2 points. Let's see here. Get some questions real quick. Trade Aaron Jones for NTN. You know what? If you have that much conviction about Travis Etienne, I'll do it. But I don't think I would do that. I'm not too worried about the schedule because it's pretty much established that Aaron Jones is getting all the work. AJ Dillon ain't getting much of anything, man. Brian Robinson or Carter? I need a first name. Carter who? Or Carter? Robinson or Carter? James Robinson. Oh, James Robinson or Michael Carter? James Robinson. James Robinson. No, I think Montgomery's probably going to be in your lineup every week, man. I mean, you're like so concerned. Like, how bad is Montgomery? Oh, yeah, I can understand. Well, he missed a couple. How many games did he miss? He missed a couple games, didn't he? Oh, he only missed one game. Oh, I understand why you're frustrated. Got it. Okay. All right. We know where you stand. Jesus. Yeah, he's only averaging 10 points a game. Are you going to play? Don't you have Stevenson in this league? Or you don't have Stevenson anymore? Oh, Stevenson is probably your one. Yeah, Stevenson is balling. No, actually, Gus is probably your guy if Gus plays. Yeah, Gus is your guy if he plays. You got to be concerned whether or not he's going to play. I think you're going to start Gus every week. Let me see here. What's going on with Brian Robinson, man? $20K. Oh, he's getting all the work. Oh, you got to play him. Yeah, I have to play. It's going to be Robinson and Robinson. It'll be Robinson and Steve, and Gus and Rob. I'll go Gus, Robinson, Montgomery, then Herbert. That's the order. Or should I say Bears running back? Yeah, you had Brees, but you good. How that Brees was on the flex, so you good. You still good, sitting in a good spot. If you worried about it that bad, go grab some folks off your bench and get some of those guys I recommended that's probably available in your league. Go get a Dotson Foreman. Go get a Chuba Hubbard. Go get that Rams running back I mentioned earlier. Kyrie, whatever his last name was. Go get him. You got options. Man, Moser might be a game winner for folks, man. Moser might be a game winner. Yeah, so you good. You good. What you worried about? You good. You sitting pretty. You got Kyrie on IR? Man, hold that dude until further notice, man. All right, so let's look at some of the since we're in the bye week status, man, I'm doing averages. Because averages make more sense from that standpoint. So when they play, you know what they average. You'll see some folks that are on IR like your Brees Halls and your Cordell Pattersons. Running back wise, man. Josh Jacobs might win folks some championships this year, bro. He's balling out of his mind. Saquon's still holding on. Legitimate concern about injuries. Gus is here, but he's only played one game. But still, credit where credit's due. Let me go to a PPR league and put the rankings up because yeah, let's do it here. Let's do it here. All right, quarterbacks, no brainer, right? Josh is your guy. It's Josh, Hurst, Mahomes, Burrow, man, Burrow's insane. Lamar, that's why you don't. And by the way, this is why you don't trade Lamar. You don't trade Lamar Jackson and downgrade yourself to Tua. There's too big of a difference in points. Well, not that big of a difference. Well, no, too big. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. Too much of a downgrade for me. That's 6 points. As much as I've been giving Geno heat, Geno's been playing pretty well. He's averaging 17.7 points a game. Now when overall, man, you get one of these guys, you're sitting in a good spot. And this guy, like I said, this guy's here is available, so I can go grab him. I don't know how I feel about that Colts quarterback Sam Ehlinger. I don't know how I feel about that. PJ Walker, yeah, be cautious. Now, granted, I guess he did all right last week. I mean, he got you 15 points. I mean, for standard scoring, that ain't bad. So it's all about perspective. But I mean, if you're gonna get games like the Rams game, then you can't take that type of risk. But yeah, man, I can't complain too much. Quarterbacks are quarterbacks. These are the guys that we thought it was gonna be near the top. What about the running back position? We went over this a little bit. Like I said, I'm checking by average. And folks are worried about Fournette, but Fournette's averaging almost 17 points a game. So I don't know if you want to be too concerned about Fournette. He had a rough game, but normally he gets into work. He gets to work. So I don't think you should be too concerned about Fournette. He just had a rough day at the office against Carolina. I'm trying to hold on and hopefully Swift will come back and hopefully he'll come back to his regularly scheduled program. Even though Miami's going to be a tough draw, but if he's available, I'm starting him. So all right. What about wide receiver? Go check your questions out while we're at here. I guess you're gonna have to do lower, bro. Speaking of Underdog Fantasy, the Luka Doncic boost came out today. I put mine in. I did a $5 slip for higher lowers. So $5 is the max you can do, but you win 100 times, so $5, you turn $5 into $500. So we'll see. I'm nervous though. I saw how many people that weren't playing for the Pelicans, so I'm very concerned because I did the under for CJ McCollum. So if CJ McCollum balls, I'm going to lose, but I think I got a shot with everything else. But we'll see. There's nobody else better you can drop instead of Antonio Gibson? Because I think I would keep him off a handcuff alone. But, you don't have Brian Robinson. I'm not ready to drop Gibson yet. Yeah, I'm not mad at it because Mostert's playing better than Aaron Jones right now. I mean, if you want to keep it a buck. As for the wide receiver situation, Diggs, Cup, Jefferson, Hill. Hopkins is back. Yeah, he's a wide receiver one, guys. But I think you do that already. Chase, Adams, Michael Thomas, if he comes back this week, he's definitely startable. He'll impact Olave, though, so keep that in mind. Mike Evans, doing autographs with refs. Michael Pittman. Gabe Davis, I'm still not a fan of his targets. But, you can't knock his ranking. Jacoby Myers, man. Let me tell you something about Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers, he's got a 10-point floor when he plays. I can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that one bit. When you got a guy that has a 10-point floor, that's nothing to sniff at. And he's getting the targets. Last week was an anomaly. I'm not panicking yet, but last week. Now if that happens with the Jets, then you got to start being concerned. But last night was an anomaly from that standpoint. Let's see here. Yeah, you should be concerned. You could probably be fine. I don't think I'm dropping Damian Harris yet, but yeah, you should be concerned with Stevenson there, man. You should be concerned. Yeah, oh yeah, you definitely should be concerned. My man only had 3 carries because if they want to do a power run game, they're not gonna give it to Harris, and he's not even getting the targets like that either. So, yeah, you should be concerned. Yeah, I wouldn't drop him yet, but I don't think I'll start him right now. I can tell you that. No, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I didn't even watch the Denver game. He was balling like that. Jerry Judy was balling like that. What Jerry Judy out here doing? Jerry Judy was balling like that. Oh shit, he was balling like that. He had 11 targets. So what happened to Sutton? If he got 11 targets, how many targets did Sutton get? Oh, he had 9 targets. All right, no reason. So this was just a situation of they shut down Sutton. So nah, I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to commit to Judy with Rippon playing yet, but I mean, because I think that was probably due to a matchup situation more than anything else. So, if Michael Thomas plays, give me DJ Moore. Otherwise, give me Olave. Jarobi Myers or Josh Reynolds, give me Jarobi. Let's look at our favorite position, man, in fantasy football, the tight end. The tight end, baby. Those are the 3. Look at Taysom Hill out here living his best life. That's just based on averages, by the way, on games that he plays. And yeah, this is the guy you need to get if you need tight end help. I mean, you can't deny his targets. I mean, but then again, it could be a matchup thing, so just be prepared. But it looks like either he's going to get the target share or he's going to get a touchdown. So we'll see what happens this week against Jacksonville. The usual suspects, man. The wasteland position. Oh. As for defenses for this week, Titans, if they're available. Panthers, but be cautious. And that's Bengals. They got a pretty decent defense. Bengals. Jacksonville. You might can try one more time with Jacksonville this week, only because they're going up against Denver's backup quarterback. And that's it. Yeah, I don't think I trust anybody else. Tight ends out wasteland, bro. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you some data. All right, so let's look at Travis Kelce. He's the best tight end. He's best of breed, right? His floor is 10 points. He's on a bye this week, by the way. So his floor is 10 points, though. Worst game he had, 10 points in PPR formats. Worst game. Well worth the cost of admission when you drafted him. Let's look at Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews typically is dependable, but when he has a bad game, guys, he has a bad game. 3.5, 0.4. When he has a bad game, he has a bad game. He only got 2 targets this week against Cleveland. So they made the decision to just double Mark Andrews all game. And more teams are probably going to do that because they don't think their wide receivers are any good in Baltimore. Zach Ertz. Other than last week, the target share is what you want to see. This is the guy I could roll with. You just got to take the good with the bad. Njoku's going to be out, but I don't know how long. So it doesn't look like he's probably going to play for Cincinnati. So if that's the case, but when he was in, he was getting, like, if you can get a tight end that's getting at least 5 targets a week, I mean, that's best case scenario when you talk about the wasteland. I mean, you would love to have 7 to 10, but that's not realistic with most of the tight ends in the NFL. Like, he's teetering right now, to be honest with you. He's kind of teetering where I want my tight ends at. Like 7 is cool. 4, luckily touchdown saved them. 12, that's what I want. I don't think I'm ever going to get a game like this. 4, 5 is fine, right? But when you look at some of the other guys like Everett, I'm cool with this. 10, 6, 6, 3, 7, 9. And it's good that he did 9 this week, considering that Keenan Allen came back. That tells me that they're still going to target him even with the full receiver core there. So that's a good sign. Goddard hasn't really gotten target shares like that, if I remember correct. But still, he's getting 5 to 6. I mean, he's just got to take advantage of it when he gets it. Not too mad at that. Pat Farmer. Other than this 2, not bad. I mean, can't complain. Higbee. Yeah, this scares me a bit. But we'll see what happens next week in San Francisco. But that last game against Carolina scared me a bit. But before that, man, he was doing what he needs to do. Double-digit targets, at least 9 targets in 4 out of the first 5 weeks. Can't complain there. Tanyan. It's not enough, man. But 4 to 5 targets is probably the best you're going to get. Kittle's been hurt. But when healthy, he's doing this thing. So, since he's kind of reacclimated. So, I say all that to say, when it comes to tight ends, man, unless you got Kelsey or Andrews, and even Andrews will give you a bad game or two, you kind of gotta roll what you got. So let's look at Noah Fant, because you mentioned Noah Fant. I need to be fair. But we'll look at Disley first, then we'll go find Fant. Disley, the most he's ever had was 4 targets in a game. Here's Noah. Here's Fant. Yeah, so that ho-hum. It's ho-hum, right? 4, 2, 4, 1, 5, 7, 3. I mean, ho-hum. Irv Smith is coming off a bye. Some folks might have dropped him. I would take my chances with him. But once again, you're talking 4 to 5. But, at this point in the game, this is where you're going to get. You want to talk about a fall from grace. Remember when this guy was top 3? And his target started diminishing. He got 6 last week, though. Something to keep an eye on if you're desperate. Look at Kyle Pitts out here. One thing Kyle Pitts would get would be targets, but even though his target is even taking a bump down, but he's been terrible. He's been very terrible. Touchdown saved him here. Otherwise, he would have had he would have had an under 5-point day again. So, it's all in perspective, guys. But, there's a point where you get down this list and you're like, oh no, Colin Granderson. I remember we would try to bring that hype train up. Nope, can't do it. See, But Cade Otton's starting to get some work. Cade Otton is starting to gain a little bit of ground, but still not, Targets are tough. Targets are tough for that position. I like Goodwin. Marquise Goodwin. Who are the Dolphins facing this week? Oh yeah, give me I'll take my chances with the Panthers defense this week. Reluctantly, Noe. Because I'm Detroit's got a pretty good offense, so I'm worried. Even though in 2 games, man, that offense was struggling a bit, but we'll see. Yeah, I agree, man. Keep the Jets defense. Never thought I would say that again, huh? Paris Campbell, although Wandell's intriguing. The only thing I'm afraid of about Paris Campbell is what's going to happen after the benching of Matt Ryan. Do I start Christian Kirk on my Saints because all my Saints been injured? But I'm my Saints playing, so you got to start him over Christian Kirk. And don't forget, guys, I go live prior to kickoff, but I don't think that's going to happen this Sunday. It's Jiho. It's homecoming. So I don't think it's going to happen this Sunday. Actually, wait a second. Before I say that, let me check my flight. If it does happen, it's going to have to happen before the waiver wire. Let me see what my flight is. Let me pull up my flight. I just changed my flight to fly Wednesday night, so I should check into my flight tomorrow, but I haven't done that yet. I could probably do a show. Oh my god! I just saw. I'm just now noticing how quick my wow. Oh, I could very well miss my connection on the way home if my flight gets delayed on Sunday. Wow! I just realized. Ooh, boy, I'm gonna be running, boy. Oh man! I just noticed Greensboro to DC. I leave at 10, get there at 11:10. Then my flight from DC to Providence at noon. Yeah, man. All right. Oh boy. Yeah, that screams disaster. But we'll see. We'll see if I get lucky with that. Okay. So I'll be able to do the fantasy show, but it'll be at the airport. And it'll be hilarious because I'll literally probably have to go live once I get on the plane. But I won't have any I won't have any carry-ons with me, so it won't take. It'll probably be easy peasy. There's just going to be some weird angles, but we'll see how it goes. It'll be funny at least. It'll probably be live from my iPad most likely. Waller's hurt, and you can't drop Waller, so no. All right, man. Let me see. Yeah, standings are rough in these streets. I'm doing fine here. You want to see some crazy standings, though? Look at these standings for this league, man. I'm 10th. But if you understood what it is, man, I'm 3-4. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that are 4-3. And there's 1, 5, and 2 teams. So I'm 2 games out of first place. So I'm not panicking yet. I mean, not yet. I mean, when I look at my points, I would like my point total to get higher, but I'm not too far behind. But I'm not too far behind, and I'm playing this. I'm playing the fourth guy, so the guy that's in fourth this week. So we'll see. But I have absolutely had the toughest schedule of everybody. It's not even close. I've absolutely had the toughest schedule. So I mean, you would hope that'll even out, but we'll see. But compared to others, I've had some rough schedules. I've gotten folks' best out of me. And if you don't believe me, let's see here. See if I can find the schedule. I've gotten folks' best. Even in one of them, funny enough, I ended up winning when I got somebody's best. Like this one here, I ended up winning. Dude got 163 points. I had to drop 179 to lead him. But I've been running to folks' best pretty much all season. But it's okay. It is what it is. I should be able to win this week. Like I'm facing 3 straight 4-3 teams. So if all goes well and I can knock these 3 teams out, then I'll be sitting in the driver's seat, so to speak. And then hopefully if all goes well, I can take out my buddy Marcus and then I can close out. But we'll see. And the first tiebreaker here is head to head. So I got to start winning some of these games. I'm not too worried about losing to him because he's 5-2. He'll probably end up with the 1 seed, so I ain't sweating that. But I gotta win. Like I get to play these 3 teams again, so I gotta win those 3 games, and I gotta win, and I gotta understand the fact that I don't have the tiebreaker with him if we're the only 2 teams tied for the final playoff spot. But if we're tied with like 4 or 5 teams, then it comes down to points, and I'll feel confident about that. I would do it. That's a great question. This is what I would do if I was you. I think it's probably Snoop, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, it's Hasty. I don't know. I thought Hasty was on another team. Guess not. Mm, He don't have any statistics. It's probably Hasty, man. It's probably Hasty. Hasty's probably the backup here. I mean, based on the depth chart, it's Hasty. Unless you don't believe ESPN, you can always use the Jaguars depth chart, the official one. So what does the official one say? Oh, it says Connor here. Ooh, that's interesting. So it's all right. Yeah. All right. Roll with Connor. I mean, either way, I don't know if you want to trust that, but Agnew's a wide receiver. I do. I think winning the division and giving David Tepper's first playoff berth as an owner is an incredible job. I just think if it does happen, you want to talk about full circle, the way he got Rivera out of here. You end up with a Rivera disciple. The answer was already on the roster. Well, actually, at that point it was because Rivera was gone, right? Matter of fact, wasn't Rivera... Wait a minute. Wilkes was gone before Tepper became the owner. Because Wilkes got hired for Arizona in 2018, if I remember correctly, because he drafted Josh Rosen. So Wilkes was gone before Tepper became the owner. Yeah, Wilkes was gone before Tepper became the owner. So Tepper doesn't really know Wilkes like that. Tepper knows that Wilkes was on the previous staff, but Tepper doesn't really know Wilkes like that. So yeah, just thought about that. Yeah, but when Tepper owned the team, Wilkes had the head coaching job in Arizona. He never came back after he got fired. So in essence, this is Tepper's first impression of Wilkes. So yeah, he got a shot. Rivera disciple be damned. I would play Ravens defense, bro, against the Bucs. The Bucs look terrible. I'll take my chances. Nah, I think I'll take my chances with the Ravens this week. Now that is a more interesting question. But my thing is this, man. Why wouldn't you? If he wins the division, why wouldn't you bring back McAdoo at that point? Because then you got because at that point that means our offense look good. They making adjustments, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. McAdoo's not a terrible offensive coordinator, and he's good at scouting quarterbacks. He's good at grooming quarterbacks. And if you're thinking about drafting another quarterback, why not? Yeah, I did talk about Kyron Williams. I think he's a stash play because since Cam Akers is not going to play anymore, he's somebody you can pick up on your waiver, but not before Deontay Foreman, not before Chuba Hubbard, not before Isaiah Pacheco from the Chiefs, not before those guys. But yeah, I did talk about Kyron Williams. He's a good stash. All right. I have done almost an hour. I'm going to go ahead and log off now. This was fun. Get your waiver wires in. I'm about to do mine. I got a bunch of moves to make. Looks like nobody wants to trade with me, so I guess I know what I'll be doing. But make sure you guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you can. My Twitter handle is right there, but you make sure you also follow the podcast at Panther Nation PC. I'll do that. No, I don't want to do that. I'll do. It's not similar. Oh yeah, because there's only one person. So yeah, follow us on all social media outlets. We're Panther Nation PC on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and the whole nine. So make sure you follow us, man. And on that note, it's been real. I'm hoping I can do a live show Sunday. Ain't happening Saturday, guys. It's G-Ho season. It's G-Ho week. So I'll try to get one in between my connection flights and do a live. But other than that, if you're a patron, you can ask on the Discord. And for this week only, I will take fantasy questions on my Twitter handle for this week only because I don't know if I'm going to do a live show. I will answer them Sunday morning if I have Wi-Fi, if I can get the internet on the plane. But all right, man, it's been real. You have a good night, and I'm out. Peace.